All right, Jeff. So we are 3 months into training together, and you have dropped 16.5% body fat in that time. I've said it to you multiple times, but I'll say it on camera now. That is the fastest I've ever had anybody lose weight in a 3 month period of time. I've had
Yeah.
people lose, so you lost a bit over 30 pounds during that time. Had people lose 30 pounds in that period. But usually the guys that do that are like 350 pounds or so. They're like massive guys. So it's really easy for
Yeah.
them to be losing 4 pounds a week. I've never had somebody who you started at 187, get down to, I think you were over
Well,
187. It may have been like
yeah,
180. Yeah.
my heaviest was 189. I think the first picture I sent you was 188.
Yeah.
So
Okay. And now you're at like 157 flat, right? In the span of 3 months.
yeah. Well, this month or this morning I was 156 point like five. So uh,
Even lower. Yeah, so you probably lost more like 17, 18% body fat. So that's insane. So that's like you're losing like dang near 2% body fat every week. All right, because it's 12 weeks, or no, maybe not. Like we'll say like a body fat percentage and a half
one
each.
and a half.
Yeah. All right. So just give me like what was successful for you so that all my future clients know what works for them. So give me the.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, well, first off, credit to you. You have a great what's it called? Food plan and doing the steps every day. That was great as well. Um, I think the main thing, the difference, because I've tried to lose weight and get in shape before. I think the main thing, the difference was this time was eh, like it was more about like making it a lifestyle change more than like viewing it as something like, hey, I'm gonna do this so I can get in shape. You know what I'm saying? And then just stop like afterwards. It's more about like the difference, I guess, between I guess you would call it like diet culture
Yeah.
versus like, hey, I'm gonna eat this way for like this is gonna be the way I eat now. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And then just like free time, just going on walks. I slowed down a little bit the past week because I haven't been feeling the best. But free time, just going on walks whenever I could. That was a big thing. Like some weeks I averaged like 20,000 steps a week, which is a lot. And
20,000
then
steps a
other
day, a
weeks,
day.
oh yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah,
Yeah.
20,000 steps a day. Um, and yeah, that was the main thing. And I did. There were occasional cheat days, like splurge days for sure, for special occasions. But it was mainly like, yeah, just following the meal plan and going to the gym, going on walks, doing the workout with you. So yeah.
Yeah. No, okay. So there's a lot to unpack there. So first, yeah, you having that mindset that this is going to be a long-term thing, I think that actually is huge because if you're going into something knowing that in the future you're just not going to stick with this, you don't perceive it as being sustainable, then I don't even think you're going to have short-term success because you're already starting with this like felt self-defeating belief, right? So yeah, I do
Yeah.
think it is valuable to have that mindset. And I think you're the first of my clients to say that. But I do like that. The walking is huge, and I think you've embraced that more than anybody. I did tell you that was another thing that was unique about you. I've never seen somebody, you were the first person that's ever sent me that they got a 20,000 average step. And I think one of the weeks actually you got 22,000
Yeah.
step average daily for 7 days. But I think it just goes to show like you can get a lot of steps in. Like people have it in their minds that they can only go for one walk. And you were saying, I was going for 3, 4 walks a day, sometimes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think people just need to expand their consciousness that they really do have the time to get that many walks in. When we unpack how much time we spend watching TV on our phones, just wasting time away, why couldn't we be walking while we were doing that, And were you doing so? Were you listening to podcasts or music, or what were you doing while you're walking?
Yeah. No, great question. Yeah, mostly just YouTube videos, a lot of them about fitness, various topics, sometimes music, sometimes it's nice too to just not bring headphones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love what you said about the TV thing because it's like yeah, I spend this much time watching TV. Is that really an excuse that I don't have time to walk? You know what I'm saying? So I love
Yeah.
that too.
No, no, definitely. And yeah, so you really employed that. So I think people they really sell themselves short. Like there's this thing in the culture out there. It's like get 10K steps a day, 10,000. And it's a nice round number. And I think it is good to shoot for, but as a starting place. But I think people really sell themselves short by thinking like that's all they can get in. Like you can get a lot more in, and it really does turbocharge your weight loss when you do more. I think another thing you said too was, you did have some days where you went off the meal plan here and there. Can you just go a little bit deeper into how many days was that? So we trained together, so we'll say
Well,
9 days, right? So how frequently was that happening?
I don't know. So it varied week for week. Some weeks I had, very consistent, like 2 to 3 weeks in a row. But then others, like maybe one night I would be tired and didn't want to make lunch the next day, so I would get like a avocado BLT at work, and I would have chips. But I would kind of like supplement those calories, and I would take a little bit out of my dinner, you know what I'm saying, or something else. I really only had probably two splurge days, or maybe it was three, but the third would have been like the very first, maybe the first day we did it. Uh, but
Okay.
but yeah, two splurge days, and those were special occasions. It was like my birthday. We went out to a restaurant, and I got to tell you, I probably had like 4 or 5 thousand calories just in that one meal. I had like two desserts, but then the next day I didn't eat. Not because I was trying to cut back on calories, but because I ate so much the night before, I was not hungry at all. Like I was full the entire day. I would have eaten if I got hungry. I just didn't. And then the other sports day was, I have a twin brother. So he's in Raleigh. So he wouldn't have been able to make it for our birthday. When we went out to that restaurant. So it was a week before, when he came to town. So we just had some, Wagyu steaks, and a few other unhealthy things. But yeah, it didn't really affect me too much. Oh, then I forgot about Father's Day and Mother's Day. We went out to restaurants, but again, like I just kind of supplemented those calories in other areas.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And that's why I noticed with another one of my most successful clients, Trey, he would talk to me about that, where, first of all, similar to you, I mean, that's remarkable. 3 months together, talking 90 days, you really went off it like twice. That's a crazy level of consistency. And I mean, you wouldn't believe, Jeff. Sometimes I have some clients that they're like, in much more dire straits than you, let's just say. Like they are far more overweight, and they're already trying to incorporate like so much moderation from the jump. They're just like just
Yeah,
straight from the meal plan. Good. It's like, look, we can get there, and now I'm sure you feel that you've calibrated this so well, and you know how to give and take from the meal plan according to if you went out. Now that you've been in it for 3 months, and with Trey, it was 6 months. He was really strict for that long before he started incorporating moderation. Like guys just like way too quickly take their foot off the gas pedal. And that's the devil chiming in our ears, right? Wanting us to stray really early because it knows that that's like the prime time that it can get to us. The devil doesn't want us to form a really strong habit, right? Because he knows how hard that is to break.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I love that. How you said, well, first of all, how resolutely you stuck to the meal plan, but also on those days that you did go overboard. I mean, that one day I think is a perfect example of it. So you ate like 4 or 5 thousand calories in that one meal, but then the next day you literally didn't eat for an entire day. So for the 2 days between them, your calories actually ended up balancing out to, I don't know, we'll say like 2,000 or so calories a day, which is probably like around what a guy your size should be consuming anyways. So maybe we'll just call those 2 days maintenance between the two of them. And then you follow the meal plan all the other days of the week. And that week, I remember we lost 2 pounds anyways. It like
Yeah,
wasn't
some
a bad week for you.
yeah.
And so that's probably like a more extreme example of like splurging and then compensating, right? But I think the other days are a more concrete example where you maybe went off of it a little bit because you went out to eat for Mother's Day or Father's Day, and then you just cut back a bit on the other days and upped your activity level, right?
Yeah, yeah, no, 100%. And I do want to say it probably that one day I had like 4,000 or 5,000. It was probably closer to for the day 6,000, just because you know, of the breakfast and the lunch. So
Okay. Yeah.
so yeah, but it was probably 3,000 for both those days combined,
Okay.
or 3,000, you know, averaged
Yeah,
out.
it's
So.
okay. Yeah, but no, I think that's really good. Now, can you go a little bit more into like what the meals you were making? I mean, my meal plan is very simple. I kind of make it so that there's not a ton that you guys have to think
Mhm.
of, right? But still, what were your favorite vegetables, your proteins, fruits that you were going to? How were you seasoning them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I do the exact same thing every single day, which luckily for me, I'm cool with. It didn't get, I'm not tired of it. But no, in the morning it was, you know, 8 ounces of non-fat plain Greek yogurt,
Hmm.
um, with, you know, one banana, and the rest of the 8 ounces of the fruit was going to be blueberries.
Nice.
I did raspberries and, blackberries for a while, but I stopped doing that. And
Hmm.
then, you know, the ounce of oats. So I love that breakfast, good breakfast. Then my lunch was it was probably closer to 6.2 ounces of chicken. And you know, I seasoned it with Cajun seasoning, rotisserie seasoning, garlic powder, and onion powder.
Nice.
And I had a heavy hand with that, so it tasted good.
Like,
Um,
all of those at once? You were taking turns
yeah,
cooking
yeah.
them?
No, all of those at once. Yeah, I
Whoa.
like it. And I put a lot of beach on it. Very, very good. Um, and then you know, 8 ounces of green beans, and yeah, I probably did closer to 1.4 ounces of peanuts. So yeah, that was my lunch. And then dinner, you know, same pretty much the same thing. Banana, blueberries for the fruit, and then, you know, 1.4 ounces for peanuts, probably like 6.2 ounces for chicken, and 8 ounces of green beans. So
Wow. Okay, got it. Would you season the green beans or just have them as is?
no, it was just, you know, like those microwavable frozen green beans you can get from
Okay.
Harris Teeter. Yeah, so it's just that.
So you wouldn't do anything with those. You would just heat them up and just eat them as is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Sometimes like I'll put some salt and pepper on my veggies too. But yeah. Wow, that is a like flavor bomb what you described for your
Yeah, the chicken's good, bro. It's good.
Dude, it sounds good. I didn't even know rotisserie seasoning is a thing. I've got to pick that up. That sounds delicious.
Yeah,
Um,
it's at Harris Teeter. Harris Teeter.
but at the end of the day, right, dry seasonings are 0 calories, right? So yeah, have as much of it you want. It's not like you're throwing like sauces is the game changer, right? Anytime you're using sauces, there's oil in that. There's gonna be like all this stuff that has a ton of calories, and so that you have to be so careful with. But dry seasonings, you can add a ton of flavor to your food for not a no cost or expense to you and your weight loss goals. But then,
Yeah.
what I also like you said is, I ate pretty much the same thing every day, and that really that is what we find. I eat pretty much the same thing. Those are the meals I like. My seasoning combination isn't even as complicated as yours. I just do salt, and instead of doing black pepper, I like red pepper flakes personally. Like I love those. I think that's the Italian in me. But yeah, I just eat really simple meals, eat pretty much the same thing every day, and people that really successfully lose weight and keep it off, that's what you find is they find like kind of like their favorite foods, their favorite seasoning blends, and just keep doing it time after time. And that's really all you need is just a long enough period of time doing this to get really significant results. And I honestly think most humans would be surprised, or to find that they are similar to us, if they just worked it out. Like we
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
made to have routine habits and that we can get used to and even enjoy doing a similar thing each day.
Yeah, no, I agree. 100%.
Yeah, it makes it simple too. Like the less you have to think, the easier, right?
Yeah.
That's like even less thought. Are there any tips you want to give in terms of just like mental state spiritually where you're doing anything? Like I definitely recommend my clients, similar to the programs that we came from, praying in the morning and the evening and whatnot, where I'm guessing you're still sticking to doing stuff like that. Yeah, any mental or spiritual guidance you can give people.
Yeah. No, I mean, 100%. Like, if I did not have a relationship with God, I wouldn't have been able to do this. Like at all. That's like number one thing for me. I always recommend like for people I try to help or whatever
Mm.
is, you know, make the spiritual and your relationship with God number one, and then everything, like, the more you strengthen that will come. And then also mental, like, I guess, I'm trying to think. I had something just 5 seconds ago, but I forgot it. We'll see if it comes back. But
On the
I
mental.
guess God didn't want me to share it there. But I don't know. I don't know. I'll let you know if it comes back. But
Yeah,
no,
no,
it's just making it a lifestyle mainly.
yeah, I think that's a big
Don't
thing.
beat yourself up if you have like some chips. Just readjust, go from there. Like
Yeah,
don't like if you have chips, don't like say, oh screw it, I've already had this, so I'm done with the diet. Just like
exactly.
make it that's fine. Like one bag of chips is not gonna hurt you.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. It doesn't have infinity calories in it, right? It has a limited amount of calories. I think that's the issue with the diets that are based off this premise that you must eat this certain subset of foods, whether it's like the paleo approved foods or the keto approved foods. And the second you go off that, you toxified your body and all bets are off, just have everything. It's like, no, like let's say you strayed a little bit that had a set amount of calories in it. It makes no sense to just go overboard now. You always make the analogy with money, right? It's like if I made a little bit of a bad investment, let's say I lost $20, at a casino or something, do I then go and try to burn all my money? Or just like
yeah,
throw it
yeah,
away on drugs and strip. But like, no, we never do this with our money. When we make a bad financial decision, is if anything, we pull back a little bit. And that's what you're doing. It's almost like you were treating your calories like money. You
yeah,
have light, caloric slip and then you pull back instead of just and then but that's what the addict mind wants to do, right? Is it wants to just go all in, wants to get this, so it's going to justify it anyway.
yeah,
But it doesn't make any sense. If anything, logical decision is to exercise more and maybe take a little bit away from your next meal, and
yeah.
give up.
Oh, and I do remember what I was gonna say. God brought
Yeah.
it back. So, yeah, like the main thing also the reason you're doing it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, one of the reasons I did want to do it was to look good. And I mean, as Cole knows, I want a six pack, a visible six pack. I still don't have that, by the way, but we're getting there. But
Yeah.
also it's like I think another really important thing is like not just doing it for the way you look and to get girls or to get dudes or whatever, but like also because you want to feel good, you want to live a healthy lifestyle and having that motivation as
Yeah.
well.
I remember us talking about that in the beginning. Yeah, like having the right motivations, and the funny thing is, in terms of attractiveness, like I always, try to hammer this point home to people. Yes, when you have, a leaner physique, that is what's healthier, and what's the healthiest is the most attractive, right? But really, above everything else, what's going to really be attractive to other people is when you are healthy, your energy level is so much higher, the vibes you give off are so much more positive, and you're more confident, right? And I think
Yeah,
that more than anything is what ultimately ends up attracting other people to you. So yeah, no, I think from the motivations you listed, how you executed on the program, everything, just thank you so much for being a great client, Jeff. I mean, you were just an incredible story. I couldn't have been more blessed for us to have the opportunity to work together. So just thank you, man.
no, I appreciate you. Thank you for helping me out for real. I wouldn't have been able to do it without you.
Yeah,
So
sometimes you'll just need a little extra guidance, or and you responded really well to it. And I think one of the best things is you just bought into the program. You didn't fight against it. And those are the people that seem to get the best results. So, anyways, I won't take too much of your time there. I appreciate you doing this last minute with me. And God bless you, man. I'll see you on the other side of my trip.
yeah, of course. Thank you, Cole. Have fun on your trip.
Thank you, man. Bye.